It's the Daily Dog.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. I am thankful that you're joining me today as we conclude another week of episodes here on the channel. It is a Friday, and you have made it here for another one of our Masterpiece Friday episodes. And I am glad that you are here because, y'all, we're closing the loop on Machine Head by Deep Purple. About a month ago, almost exactly a month ago, on June 10th, I reacted to side 1 of this classic album, and now we're moving on to side 2. And I'm really excited about it because I think I've actually heard one of the songs on this side of the album. This album is their 6th studio album. It was released in 1972, and it was recorded in December of 1971 in Montreux, Switzerland. Now, y'all, I told a little bit of this story when we did side 1, but I have to recap a little bit of it because it has to do with the meaning of our first song that we're going to listen to today. The band was interested in going to a studio environment that allowed them to recreate a sound that resembles how they sound in live performances. And so they booked this Montreux casino in Montreux, Switzerland, as a venue for them, but they ended up not being able to use it because during a Frank Zappa concert, it burned down, and it was like right before they were able to get in there and do their recording. And so they ended up going to a different place in the same town called the Grand Hotel because it was available as it was closed for the wintertime, and they finished the record there. What I didn't realize until doing the read-in for side 1 and then rediscovering it today is that the fire itself ended up being a lyrical inspiration for Smoke on the Water. In fact, a picture of the casino on fire is included in the album's gatefold cover. So it's going to be fun to dive into side 2 of these tracks. We're going to be looking at Smoke on the Water, and then we're going to Lazy, and then Space Trucking, and I'm going to include When a Blind Man Cries. Now, that was not originally included on the album when it was originally released, but it was included in subsequent re-releases of the album. It was a B-side to Never Before, which we heard on side 1. So as I am listening today, y'all, we're going to be using the 2012 40th anniversary remastered studio release of this album, and I'm ready to get into it, my friends. We've got Richie Blackmore on guitar, Ian Gillan on vocals and harmonica. We've got Roger Glover on the bass. John Lord is on keyboards and the Hammond organ, and Ian Pace is on drums and percussion. All of the songwriting, y'all, is credited to the band, and we are going to start with the first track on side 2, and that is the classic Smoke on the Water. My friends, I have heard this one, but it's been a long time, and I've never given it a critical listen, so I am eager to dive in. Let's do it. Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple. Here we go. Starts right in, doesn't it? Iconic riff. I think I know the riff more than I know the actual song. Simple little riff, but it's so powerful. I think part of its flair is that it goes up to the 4th, and it uses the flat 5th as well. I love the bass guitar in the verse here. It's really cool. They're just in G minor, and they're using the tonic chord and subtonic as the 2 chords in the verse here. Burn the place to the ground. They're literally talking about what happened. I always thought it was metaphorical, but there was literal smoke on the water. Flats, right? Groove. Man, classic, right? With the Hammond organ in there and the bass going all around Ian's vocals and Richie's riff, right? It's an interesting progression here. They go to C, A flat, before they head back to G. Shaker on this one. Alright, guitar solo. And I thought, we're going to be listening to Smoke on the Water. Might as well have a little, right? So, happy Friday, everybody. '71. It's like the forerunners to metal, right? You can see this genre developing out of standard, rock and roll. Yeah, they hired the Rolling Stones truck, mobile studio, to record. They talk about it. Making our music there with a few red lights, a few old beds. We made a place to sweat no matter what we got out of this. I know we'll never forget. We'll never forget the... Great way to start off the side of an album, isn't it? I just recently did a lot of road trip songs for our fan favorites in June for our patrons. This is a good road trip song. A lot of Deep Purple makes for great road tripping songs, especially Highway Star, right? That one, I believe, is just gonna fade right on out of here. Love it. Love it. Rock and roll. I am going to bring up the next track, and it is called Lazy. And it apparently has a chance for some instrumental showcase from the band members here. So I am curious to hear this one. I haven't heard it before, so last one was one that I had heard before, but this one, I think from here on out, I don't know these, so I am curious to hear Lazy. Let's hit it. Here we go. That's a C, I think. In the Hammond. Suspended. Oh. The sound sound. Cool. Half step, D flat. The sound going from like a church organ sound to the rock organ sound was so well done, wasn't it? It just snuck right in there. Get it, John. That went to F. Right. Yeah. This is rad, y'all. I don't get what's lazy about this. Boozy. Man, I love when they play those octaves on these riffs. It's just so fun. Leave it up. So it's not, it's almost blues, right? Triplets. It's kind of a swung tempo. Dot to dot to dot to dot to dot to dot to dot, right? Then 3, flat 7 to 1, before it goes back up to minor 5 as a turnaround to get back up to the start of the phrase. Some great tunes to listen to on a Friday, y'all. Love it. There isn't a weak musician among these guys. I mean, this is a real example of really great musicians taking get some lyrics.
You're lazy, just stay in bed. You don't want no money, you don't want no bread. If you're drowning, you don't clutch no straw.
To a different key.
You don't want to live, don't want to cry no more.
They went to G. Harmonica. It did say that Ian Gillan plays harmonica on this album. I am a sucker for a good harmonica solo, y'all. Make no effort. No, not like you should. Stay in bed.
You don't want no money, you don't want no bread.
Now that one I caught, they went up a step. They went to A. Apparently Richie wanted a solo in A. There's 1 to 4 again. Will they do it? 3, flat 7, 1. Same progression, new key. The bass playing in this is potentially overlooked, but I'm loving it. He's all over it. Great tune. Haha. Fun. Awesome. I love that one. That's the first time I had heard that. Really, really cool. The next tune, y'all, is called Space Truckin'. Now, I found a quote from Ian Gillan about this, and he says that the 2 most popular things in 1971 was a sticker that had a guy with a big foot sticking out that said "Keep on truckin'." I have seen that sticker. And also space travel. It was, the space era, right? And he says that Richie came to me one day and said, what if we did a song about combining the 2? He's like, yeah, you should. And then Richie said, you don't think it'll be too corny, do you? And he's like, nope, you should go for it. And so we end up with Space Truckin'. And I have never heard this, so I am ready to get down on it with the boys. Here we go, y'all. It's related to the other tunes. The riff is already. Hello.
Well, we had a lot of convenience. We always had a ball. We beat all the
So we got a little sci-fi here, y'all.
we rock the Milky Way so far. We dance around with all the guys. We're space trucking round the stars. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go space trucking.
Awesome.
Come on, come on. Space trucking. Remember when we did the moon
We got back to A.
I'm gonna take a breath away. We both were looking at the moon star, and every mother bears to sway. Got a music in our solar system. The space trucking round the stars.
Ah,
Come on, let's go space trucking. Come on, come on, come on.
that's really cool. The fact that the drum is going really hard, it just drives the song, right? It could just be. Right, it's- There's a 5, the E chord. such a fun tune. Space Truckin means we're can't talk over a solo, not this one. If I was driving while listening to this, I would definitely be speeding. Get lead foot disease listening to this one. It just fires me up. Yeah. Ian really wants to go space trucking, y'all. I think we should go with him before he starts singing any higher. And that is going to fade out. Whoa! That was fun. And I believe it's the original end of the album. And what a way to to go, right? That's really cool. But we have one other tune that I want to get to, my friends, and I thought I'd include it mainly because when I went to this 40th anniversary remaster, it's included. It's called When a Blind Man Cries, and as I said earlier, it was a B-side only to a single that was released to Never Before on this album. And so it wasn't included, it was recorded in these sessions at the time that all the other songs are recorded, but it wasn't included on the original release. And on these subsequent releases, we do get it. So I thought, while I'm listening to Deep Purple, why not listen to another song? It's not too long. So this is called When a Blind Man Cries, and this is from the 2012 remastered version of the album. Here we go. Slower tempo. You're like 104.
If you're leaving, close the door. I'm not expecting
Down to the subtonic. Back down.
anymore.
I think they're in B.
Hear me grieving, lying on the floor. Whether I'm drunk or dead, I really ain't too sure. I'm a blind man, I'm a blind man, and my world is pale. When a blind man cries, Lord, you know there ain't a sadder tale.
That's a sad tune, y'all, but wow, that's powerful. B minor. Yeah, A. Back up to B. They'd use those in verses before, right? So their songwriting goes to relative major, D, flat 6, G, or E minor. Back to 1B. Gives you a sense of how you can, when you change the tempo, the riff, the feeling, the same harmonic concepts can really be able to be pliable and change characters.
In a cold month, in that room, found a reason for the things we had to do. I'm a blind man.
I'm a blind man.
I'm a blind man. Now my room is cold. When a blind man cries,
When a blind man cries, Lord, you know he feels it from his soul.
he feels it from his soul.
Gives me another look into the complexity of their songwriting. You know? So I'm glad that we included that one. Wow. Well, that's all the songs that I have today, y'all. But I want to, I'm still thinking about that last one that we heard. And, of course, this could be referring to a literal person that is blind, but I also, as I read it, I was thinking that the blindness could be a metaphor as well. That, as a circumstance where the person or the character in the song no longer might be able to recognize his priorities, the things that are important, the things that matter most for him, and he becomes separated, becomes blind to that. For whatever reason or another. But I found a quote from Ian, and he said, if you think of a blind man crying, right, just picture that. You can understand the bleakness and the sadness of that situation. And then he says this, in his experience, those who are disadvantaged, or have a situation like this, a physical ailment, tend to complain less about their lot in life or their situation than those who are able-bodied. And so whenever, because of the fact that, these people or this type of person is living a life that where they have these daily struggles, they accept them because they have to be able to live, right, with some dignity and purpose and moving forward. But when something gets to the point where a blind person cries, that's some sad stuff. So I think that's what he is saying here, and that's it's kind of profound, isn't it? I really, really enjoyed hearing them do a ballad after some of these more up-tempo and fun songs. They all can solo. We heard a drum solo, we heard a harmonica solo, we heard multiple great guitar solos and classic riffs. And come on, the keyboards and the Hammond organ, it kind of has everything here. What a great album that is. I really have enjoyed these two episodes where we've looked at each side of Machine Head by Deep Purple. I think it deserves the accolades that it has continued to receive 50 years on, and it still rocks pretty hard, doesn't it? Great stuff. Thanks, y'all. This has been a fun Friday episode for me. I look forward to coming back next week with more videos for you, but that's all for today. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.